All right, morning and welcome. We have a special Sunday restream today. Joining me on comms is K-Man. Welcome.
Morning, everybody. I know we say morning all the time, but this was truly the morningest of mornings for me. Rolled out of bed, Tudo said, let's do the DK64 weekly, and I said, all right, I'm happy to jump on it. We got a fun matchup for us today. It's going to be Violet versus Mima.
Yeah, this is great because this is Mima's restream debut, which is great. We'll see how it goes, but she has had some great performances and feel like she deserves it for her debut. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, she's been impressing me. She's had some pretty good finishes. Definitely have been climbing up since the season 4 days, and yeah, I think she has definitely sort of made her name here. And Violet, of course, is sort of a veteran, has been around. I can't remember where she placed. Did she place like 6th in the season 4 tournament?
Yeah, like 5th or 7th or something like that. I can't quite remember.
Yeah. So like obviously like sort of well known in the community, a very good racer herself. So yeah, it should be a fun matchup, but I guess we can kind of take a look at the start here. We got a Diddy Tiny start with trombone, punch, and an extra slam, which is kind of nice because we're back to having like the blue slam switches. So the blue slam is definitely like kind of removes that either or from being a potential headache, as well as some people may remember that if you start with a slam, you don't get that slam hint. So that's an extra hint slot.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
But yeah, I like it. I mean, it probably meant less when we were experimenting with like only green or red slam, but now with that either or potentially looming, it's just a big relief. You don't have to deal with that. You don't have to think about like all the implications. But yeah, like season 5 has been what, like 2 weeks old at this point. People are kind of getting the vibe of how it works. I mean, the biggest thing from season 4 is basically like the all warps being activated, which lets you just zoom around the map initially, which is very nice. And then all the doors are kind of like you have one door tied to each warp pair, which makes remembering them like a bit easier, but it also means accessing them is pretty quick as well. So generally the information comes in fast. So we'll see what kind of seed we're in for here. We should hopefully be pretty well informed, but it could be anything from the jettest of jets to the sloggest of slogs.
One more thing, we're about to start here, but one more thing I want to throw in is that we are trying out the auto tracking feature today. Well, hopefully it actually works as we expect. Looks like it is, so let's get started.
Yeah, definitely a nifty tool. We don't have to have people hitting buttons and trying to like make sure that they don't accidentally miss like an item coming up on some random check. Hopefully it's all just automated at this point, and then I'll be accurate.
Dude, this
but it looks like we're starting out with
frame for frame synced up going into Japes. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Also getting a start inside of Beyond Ramby Tunnel. Those 5 tiny coins, I don't think I've ever picked those up in my career. Yeah. But I mean, if this is a time to pick them up, it would definitely be now.
VioletPumpkin, probably the longest running DK64 runner period, like involved in Randomizer. So like, I'm not surprised she knew about that.
Yeah. And already getting our junk vials out of the way. There's a third melon on the splat there, and some early info here. Castle rooms to key 4. If you haven't seen a season 5 seed already, all the doors are in custom locations. Like I said, they're kind of paired to warps, so that red door is kind of paired to the 4 warp. The color is what purely coincidental there. They're not always color coded, but yeah. So another thing with like all the warps active, we don't start with climbing, which is generally a pain in Japes. Lanky Chunky is generally a pain in japes, but with the Warp 2 pre-activated, you can still get around japes pretty well. There's just a lot of colored bananas that you can't really easily get access to.
We have our first Giga Path here. Diving is path to 3, 7, 8, as well as Lanky and Chunky Face.
Yeah. And then I believe Violet found Red Slam, and I don't think Mima picked up Red Slam yet. Sometimes hitting that red Kasplat on the way, it's a little annoying because the gates are one way, so if you exit out of Stormy Tunnel, you can't really get back in. So we'll see if Mima ends up exiting and re-entering to get that Kasplat or not. Or if Red Slam even plays a factor. It could be a tiny optimization because it's a slower animation doing Super Duper. But no, we'll see if she ends up finding that Kasplat there.
And 2 more hints here. We have the Castle Kasplat on the lone platform at the very bottom is going to be Wave the Horde. And in addition, Primate Punch is Path to Key 1 and Chunky Face. So not a lot of things Primate Punch is locking this time, but you know it's going to be needed.
Yeah. And it looks like Snide is mostly selling just GBs right now. The thing is, once you get at least 4 blueprints, I always have in the back of my head whether I want to dump, because you don't see the 4th through 8th items. So once you have 4 blueprints, it's a mystery box. Who knows what you can get? But up to 8 blueprint turn-ins are actually shuffled. So we'll see. And that looks like something on that's Chunky timed, I think, which is a clear vial. Could be bait, could be amazing. Who knows? But yeah, without Grape Shooter and Lanky, with all the sort of unfortunately named Coconut Gates being locked by Grape Shooter of all things, not a lot we can do in japes here. Just pick up some quick GBs and hope that that's enough to get to the next B locker in either our level 3 or 4. I would expect Castle is... you know what? I was going to say that, but then there's Chunky in the shop.
There you go. And this is the thing. Okay, Mima knows where they are now. But picking up those coins early for Violet was huge.
Yeah, this gives Mima another opportunity to possibly hit that red Kasplat and hopefully find Super Duper. Like I said, I don't know if we need it yet or not, but yeah, it's one of those, like, you find it and it's just a sigh of relief. But yeah, now finding Chunky, I thought Key 1 maybe was kind of off in the distance, and she is indeed picking it up, so good for Mima. But now, since Chunky is with us so early, it is possible that Key 1 might be our progression instead of Key 4. We'll see. Picking up all the money dropped in the wishing well that is Japes. Picking up all those coins.
All right, into the training area we go.
Yeah, I don't really go to training like early myself, especially without like a shockwave start. It's hard to like want to come back here very frequently, but it could be, if she has the money, this could be 3 GB-esque items for Violet here. Mima might be a few steps behind. Not sure if she'll go into training here or if she'll just go directly to level 3. It looks like she's going straight to level 3. This is probably what I would have done, but you can't hate getting 2 GBs and a blueprint. Looks like level 3 is our factory.
Is this even randomized? Like, what's going on here?
Oh, that's true. We did have Japes level 1 and factory level 3.
Ooh, I don't think we're going in there.
Is the vanilla B locker in DK64 for factory? That's not 5, right?
That was 5.
Well, okay, it was 5 in the rando, but it's like 15,
it's
15 in the
yeah.
vanilla game, right? Okay.
All right. All
right, we have definitely randomized the seed here. We have Castle level 4.
All right, and they can enter.
Yep. So if rooms for Key 4 is like our next progression, I'm trying to think what you can really do in rooms right now. We don't have Rocket for Ballroom, and we don't have Port to check like the Ferry or the Melon Crate. And Aztec CB's to 5, so I think Key4, well, it could be Shed. Maybe it's Shed. Oh, Interior to 1. Okay, so Key4 has to be our way forward. Oh my god, they're all reading different hints.
5-door temples, chunky face, forest mushrooms insides is key 1, and castle surroundings is 4 and 8. I think that's all of them. Yes.
Okay. 4 and 8 castle surroundings. Okay. Castle, because all the warps are so close to each other, the hint doors in some respect are also basically so close to each other. So it is very common to just get like a huge flurry of hints. It's even overwhelming as a racer sometimes when you're like, here's all the hint doors I can hit. I can't figure out when I have time to write them down.
Ooh, and it's monkey port.
All right. That splat was hinted Wath. Port is always Wath because we don't have Switch Sandy anymore. So the way you get up to Helm from Krem Isle is always going to be Port. But I think Port is probably our key 4 and 8 item. Maybe the new crate is going to be our key 4. We'll have to see. Mima might be checking that for us right now going into ballroom.
Yeah, it looks like Violet's also heading over there.
Yeah. I expect the new crate location, so as well as there being new door locations, we have new crate locations as well. And there's one inside... some people call it the stop and swap room because of like old rumors back in the day that this was possibly going to be involved with Banjo-Kazooie's stop and swap or something. I don't know if that's just an urban legend or whatever, but we've got a crate here now.
Yeah,
and that crate indeed holds key 4. Yeah, it's kind of the only thing we could get with just these moves. Anything else would have required more stuff. So that does indeed confirm our underground is going to be Port. So Port is basically not doing much for us any longer, which is fairly expected. But yeah, we got a way forward, so that helps. Although, we'll see if either of them are able to get 5 GBs, and if so, if they decide they want to go to Factory or not. There's nothing really pointing us to Factory at this point. I'm almost thinking like any other level might actually be a bit better.
Yeah, probably just check the level 5 slot and see what's there. We have a ton of hints, so like lots to go off of. I wouldn't be opposed to them just finishing up the typical castle flow here and then just heading straight to level 5.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't have any info on our remaining Kongs. We actually don't even have any free Kong hints right now, so that usually means that our Kongs are pretty easily accessible, but we don't know which levels they're going to be in, so at any point we could be lanky jump scared here.
And for those who have not watched the Season 5 seed yet, you can probably tell that there was already a banana mill check done on the 35 bananas earlier. But Mima's still collecting bananas for time because we also put a second check on 60, which is just an extra golden banana all the time. So actual randomized item on 35, golden banana on 60.
Yeah, and it comes to be a factor fairly often. Like, you kind of have to pick and choose which 60 CB medals are worth your time. But like some of them that you route in, it's a very quick and consistent GB. You know it's going to be a GB. You don't have to deal with like blueprint shenanigans or the possibility that it's a melon slice. It's always a GB. So it's nice to be able to pick those up. Just because it will pad your GB counts, and in seeds where it's a race to get to 64, each one of those is going to make an impact.
Yeah, especially on like the really easy to collect ones, or like if you have a gun very early on, very useful to know like which ones you can get early so you can address appropriately which golden bananas you can get from those salt-colored banana checks. Caves Lanky is DK.
Well, that is interesting. I have a suspicion that's going to be the Ice Slam challenge, and that's just purely because we haven't seen any other free Kong hints, and I think the Ice Slam challenge is kind of the only one that doesn't require another Lanky move. It kind of depends if diving is pointing. Diving is on the path to lanky phase. I don't know if it's pointing towards trombone or barrels. If it's pointing trombone, then that means you wouldn't need trombone for DK. But if it's pointing to barrels, then I guess maybe a hidden trombone requirement could be somewhere in the seed. But Violet making her way back to training.
Probably wants another golden banana is my guess. I think there's one more she can get.
I guess it would ensure you'd be able to enter factory. I would have checked level 5 first though, because you don't know if that B locker is going to be lower. And there's a chance that, like, you know, if the B locker is like 3 or 4.
Beefy price for that golden banana, but she has 5 now.
Yeah. Cranky saying, you are going to pay for this. I know how desperate you are for this golden banana. I guess while she's at it, going to be able to purchase this blueprint as well.
Pricey.
Yeah, she's emptying her wallet to get these items, which is a little cautious. I mean, she'll be happy she did it if the level 5 happens to be like a pretty high B locker. But it is somewhat nervous to empty your wallets like that right before entering a level. Or she's just deciding, I don't care what level 5 is, we are going into factory.
I respect it.
I think it's fine. Like, she knows she can get into this level. And seeing as Caves is locked, or Caves DK is locked by Lanky, you're kind of just on the hunt for wherever Lanky is. You don't know if he's in level 5 or if he's in the factory. If he's in factory, you'll be happy, but it's honestly going to be a guess either way.
7-8. Let's see. So 7-8, chunky, tiny, lanky for Aztec shops. I think I just saw.
Yeah, it was definitely those 3 fights. Lanky, tiny, and chunky are our fight phases. I have a feeling Aztec could be our level 5. Because Aztec CBs are just simply key 5.
Aztec shops is locking a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't have any dependency on key 1 though. There is a chance that, you know, whatever level 5 is has key 1 and then level 2 is Aztec, but my guess is that it's going to be our level 5.
Well,
and
there's
Hunky Chunky on that Kasplat. Yep, we need that. So that is a good pickup. One less chunky move we need. And we started with Punch, so all these chunky phase items are pointing towards Gorillagon.
All right, the on-guard minigame.
The classic on-guard minigame. I go through this course backwards. I don't know if I'm just silly, but I feel like you get points faster just because there's like 3 20 rings. You get 20 points for each ring that's out of the water and 5 points for each ring in the water. Everyone kind of has their own route. Mine is just going through backwards. I guess that was all just for a GB. Violet is definitely just trying to pad her GB numbers. But you know, after that factory B locker, I kind of don't blame her. Like,
yeah, for sure.
You might be thinking like, oh, the B lockers are going to be pretty nasty this seed.
Oh, she's just done. That's all she wanted.
Yeah, cutting her factory trip short is kind of interesting. That's definitely really interesting. Usually my meta is just make sure you hit every hint door in your first visit because you don't know if that's going to give you information for what to do in other levels. But she decided that she needed to push forward, I guess. She's still short.
Oh, how much was that? I missed it.
11 GBs to get in the forest.
All right, well, unfortunately, back into factory we go here.
Yeah. That also does confirm Aztec does have to be level 2 since it locks key 5. So that means
yeah, we are. Almost all vanilla levels.
Almost. Seems like maybe just Castle and Galleon have swap places here potentially.
Oh,
and
no.
New to season 5, it is arcade minigames can show up in your bonus barrels.
And Violet's going for it. Now, Violet uses speedrun 101%, so she knows the meta for this game.
Yeah, that that jump, she made it look easy, but that jump from the whatever you call that middle thing onto the elevator onto that high platform, insanely tough.
That's like a 2-frame window to make that jump, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, all I know is I never make it, so it has to be tough. There's no way that I'm missing an easy trick. Just joking. There might.
That's gonna be a
maybe I just need to go into the lab
here.
there. Yeah, all for some quick GBs. I guess the information advantage now is Violet knows she can enter into Forest, whereas Mima has not peeked that B locker yet. Looks like a lighthouse is a little foolish here.
Oh, that means we have a chance for everyone's favorite meme, which is Lighthouse is foolish, but then Mechfish is Way of the Horde, so then you have to go in there anyway.
Yeah. A very unfortunate circumstance. Whether it be Mechfish or the Seal Race.
Or Chunky Fondor Ship.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Alright, well, Violet
or the area's
now. But
yeah,
I'm assuming she's gonna finish up now.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you at least want to just hit all the hint doors. It looks like she's gonna hit... This hint door is one of the most elusive because you hardly ever come to Snides normally, but we got a little hint door here. Well, okay, you can probably skip that hint, let's be honest. But yeah, that one loves to elude players with the locations. I don't think we saw that one. Indeed, we didn't. Factory shops to 8. I don't think we bought anything in either of the shops yet.
No, well, Funky we bought stuff from, but like no one else. The other two, but they're next to each other.
Oh, what did we end up buying in Funky's?
Just Skull Bananas.
Oh, okay, not an item. Okay. Sorry, I guess that's what I meant. I didn't think we saw an item or anything.
Yeah.
Of note. Just more golden bananas. But yeah, I don't expect we're gonna find much else. Oh, that is
baby!
Toy Monster. Let's go. Oh, that is sort of a monster of a check, aptly named. We're gonna need Punch, Triangle, Hunky Chunky, which we've luckily got. We've got 2 of those 3. We're missing Triangle, and we're also missing Climbing. You actually need to climb up that tiny little ladder. Well, I guess Chunky also technically, logically needs to climb from the lower R&D to the upper R&D, but anyway, climbing is going to show up on the path of that item somewhere here. So we got an O stand to key 1, or not to key 1, I'm sorry. Just O stand in production there. I'm trying to think what's going to be the mushroom interior to key 1, because Punch is the only other thing that's path to key 1, and there are no punch checks inside the forest interior. I believe that was, I think we saw a potion on candy for Chunky to buy. Unfortunately, we don't have candy, so that factory shop item's just gonna have to wait. But it being the only shop item that we have, that is definitely whatever the key 8 item is. So we'll just have to wait. It will also mean candy is gonna be off wherever in caves she is lurking.
Yeah, and I was gonna say Violet looks like she's probably just done here, and she will now be going to level 5, which is Forest.
Yeah.
Speculation from the chat, you're climbing in mushroom interiors? I guess we'll find out.
To put Toy Monster on key 1? I mean, possible. The only thing is we're 2 items out, so we'd also have to find out where Triangle is. I guess it kind of has to be that, though, doesn't it? Because Punch is only path to 1 and Chunky. Unless it's all, like, very late game for Gorillagon. The only other thing Punch could be pointing us to is key 1. Getting a Wath this early, it doesn't guarantee that it's something that you kind of need, but with how the hints are placed, it typically points to something you're going to... It's more likely to point towards something that you're going to need in the near future. So, a Toy Monster getting a Wath hint like that is a little suspicious for being key 1. We got Rise of the Triad. More of the fun custom music. I noticed like I feel like it was only a couple months ago we were like, wow, 1,000 songs, and next time I look on the pack builder, it's already past 2,000 songs. Yeah.
We've had so many new people picking up music conversion lately. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, like, numbers just been sort of exploding up there. But it's a lot of fun. Like everyone can.
Splat.
Yeah, that does point towards the theory. It's looking more like key 1 might be on our toy monster. Triangle just
so now
out
we
there.
Just
it's
climbing.
Yeah, which is looking to be in the interior mushroom. The only question is what check. Probably the Kasplat. Everything else would technically require something, whether that be lanky or pineapple. But my money is, well, it could be the custom crate there as well. We do have 2 sort of Sphere 0 checks.
Violet's just done. She's going back into factory?
I guess, well...
Oh, she's going to do it out of logic, I would think.
She's going to do it out of logic. Once again, I feel like you should be getting the hint doors still. There's still a lot of doors that she didn't get. Not to mention, we don't know the path for climbing, so it's possible we'll still need climbing later in the seed. We can easily get it without climbing by just, using tag anywhere, backflipping, and all that. But I don't know. I kind of wish she stayed in the level to just at least get the rest of the hint doors. But yeah, I guess a Diddy backflip can kind of steal you up here, and yeah, we're gonna see if this is key 1. Hey, speaking of which, do they have... I guess they don't have any way of turning it night in Forest. So I could see wanting to delay the rest of your Forest excursion until you have access to night, because that would help you get Owl Tree as well as... or the Owl Tree hints. As well as it's a lot easier to just navigate Forest during the night. So maybe she's hoping that somewhere in her near future is going to be... a gun or possibly oranges of some kind to just take advantage of that.
Oh, and the giant toy monster gets the first round Chunky, but Chunky's fighting back.
God, I wish real life fights you could just go in spinning yourself like a Beyblade to kill your opponent. I mean, like, if you were in a street fight and your opponent just started spinning like that, I think I would just say, I'm done. I ain't dealing with this guy.
Yeah,
I am not fighting a guy
out of there immediately. There is our key 1.
Yep, and that brings us into our Aztec level 2. The question is, how bad is the bee locker? It is actually not that bad, just 12.
Yo, I will say though, at SGDQ, I did face off against Connor 75 in a Beyblade setup that they had set up, and I won.
Oh, is that so?
So
are you a Beyblader?
No, but clearly I know the lore because I won.
You didn't come in with your own little top that you've been building for like the past 3 years and training and whatever they do in Beyblade, giving it stats.
That sounds kind of interesting, actually. All right, so Violet is clearing the first 3 checks. Remember, the first 8 checks in Blueprinter. And oh, there's a potion on number 6.
Potion on number 6. Does she have... She is just short of being able to get it. She'll at least be able to see it. And it looks like Mima is also going to dump 4 blueprints here. This is typically my strategy, which is every 4 you want to dump, because that's the first opportunity to get an item you haven't peeked. So I'm not surprised Mima is dumping at 4, Violet's dumping 5. But they're both going to see this potion on 6, and know that they gotta get
5, excuse me. Every single one of the other checks were just going bananas too. Oh, there's something here. Time Temple Key 7.
And we got something on the quicksand tunnel barrel, which usually before pre-activated warps is a deeply locked check, but because the 5 warps are pre-activated, and all the warps that would usually require completing a minigame or getting a check that would activate, they do start pre-activated. So I think that mostly just matters in caves and the Jake's top of the mountain. Whatever. I'm rambling just to say all the warps are pre-activated, so that turns this into a Sphere 0. You can even find Donkey on this bonus barrel himself. And I know because that cursed me my first Season 5 seed. Donkey ended up on that bonus barrel and I was so confused.
Vine Swing is going to be in the tunnels area.
Yeah, and we got this. The center clam is Way of the Horde. Ooh. And that looked to be a potion on Funky for DK. As well as some blueprints. And it looks like Mima found a 5th blueprint to turn in. It looks to be Baboon Balloon.
Nice.
Doesn't help us yet. We don't have the guy who can inflate himself. But at least good to know that like it's not looming over your head, thinking like, where could my 5th blueprint come? But yeah, it looks like Mima's kind of taking like a longer roll in forest here. Main caves to Chunky. But I kind of like this. I think, like, well, obviously it's still kind of early in the seed. Meta is still kind of being learned and discovered. But for me, it's like, you should be getting every hint door you can possibly get in all your levels. So I like this play to just, even though there's not much else to do in forest, getting your information. And information like that is a bombshell. We got a red potion on top of the beanstalk.
Oh, baby.
Now, so far, the only red potion we need is Rocket Barrel. So we have a 4 out of 5 chance that might not be required. But it's a threat. We'll be paying attention to where we find the bean.
Where's the bean lever is in chat? Not a single reaction seeing that potion.
You gotta be sending us your energy. Make that potion waft. Hold your hands in the air like you're charging a spirit bomb and say, make the bean waft.
Tunnels is 1 potion. We already got vines.
Yeah, so Tunnels is almost kind of dead. Could technically be a key in there, but as far as potions go, it is dry.
Alright, there is a extra blueprint for Violet, so she can probably go get the potion now.
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't know it's just balloon, so not gonna help her out right now. But also gonna be completing Tiny's medal here. One of the medals, I'm sure, has key 5. We don't have barrels for the boss. So another thing, if you're new to Season 5, is the bosses are vanilla, which means you will always fight Army 1 and Japes, Doga 1 and Aztec, Mad Jack and Factory, so on and so forth. As well as the Kongs that fight them are also not randomized, it's vanilla order. It makes figuring out like where the items might go if they go, or where the logic chains may go if they go through bosses a lot easier. But just saying that because we don't have barrels, so Aztec CB's pointing to the boss is kind of unlikely, but also Tiny's medal not procuring key 5 is also not what I would have expected. That means it's got to be either Chunky's medal, Diddy's medal, or we got to find barrels, or we got to find Lanky. I'm sure Violet was also sort of hoping to find key 5 on Tiny's medal, but unfortunately no dice, so we gotta backtrack and find something that we missed. Because I don't believe, well, you know, the climbing might actually make a difference here. Now I noticed Mima also did not pick up climbing in forest, which could be a bit of a problem. I think climbing would help you. It would help you get Diddy's medal. I don't think it outright gets you Diddy's medal, but it helps you climb the 3 trees that are near the Gong Tower. But even then, I don't think Diddy has enough. So it seems like we're still
here is that we do have 0 guns at the moment.
Yeah, not a gun to our name. Americans would be disappointed. But yeah, that also means there's no way to turn at night, so there's a whole half of this forest that we don't really have access to. Have either of them... so another hint door that loves to elude people. Have either of them seen that hint door that's on the backside of the clock tower?
I don't think so, question mark?
I mean, it's pretty trivial to get to with Tiny, but I don't know if either of them... Either that or I haven't written down from either perspective what that hint door is.
It looks like Violet, though, is hard pushing Tiny's metal.
Yeah, forced metals. It's not hinted in any way. We don't have any forced CB items here, but I mean, it's possible. At this point, I'm pretty sure she's like, I gotta find at least one other item to make Aztec CBs make sense here. So I'm not surprised that she's kind of going back to a level she didn't really do much in to possibly find another item that she needs, but yeah, we're kind of looking for an answer here.
Well, it's clearly the answer is not this tiny barrel, so we're gonna go ahead and leave.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised Mima didn't pick up climbing. I'm I'm almost certain climbing has. Ooh, here's a big path. There's 7, 8 in all the fights.
That was japes to forest lobbies. Yep. And there's climbing as we expected.
Yep, just a simple sphere 0 in that crate. But I think even with that climbing, I don't think either Diddy or Chunky's metals in Aztec are in logic. Chunky's hard requires pineapple. It's pineapple and it's only pineapple that matters. Diddy has a little more flexibility, but I do think you need one of either RBB or peanut. You might be able to steal it if you can get someone else into Tiny Temple for him to tag into, but like people have pointed out, we don't have a gun to our name, so there's no Tiny Temple access for us. I'm still gonna be paranoid. Like, I don't know if they both got that tower hint door, or they both just missed that tower hint door, or the one in the center of forest. Because with tiny kick slides, it's... I mean, you could do it one of two ways. You could either tiny kick slide, or you can just fall from the top platform of the clock tower and just do a mid-air attack to get yourself to the door location. So it's definitely like possible to do, and it's in logic. But
I think we just saw a new hint on the side of Mima. It was Cave's mainest path to Key 8 and Free Kongs.
Oh, that is good information. Key 8 Free Kongs. All right. That is our first Free Kong hint. We do have to resolve this Key 5 thing. I think it's likely we have to resolve the Key 5 thing. It's possible Lanky shows up somewhere. That might be the answer to the puzzle before us, is that Lanky just has to be available, but... Oh,
what was that hint? It was a fairy, I think? Anyone check?
Ooh, yeah, tree sniping room.
Ooh.
Castle Fairy tree sniping is Way of the Horde.
Now that's
so Mima picking up that
logically.
Yeah, so it acts a little strangely just because the DK tree sniping check itself has a bit of a weird interaction with it. So the game safeguards against you doing something where you complete DK tree sniping, but you don't get the fairy. That fills up the water. So it logically requires diving, but it doesn't really require diving. It's one of those weird requirements where like it just safeguards against soft locking the game. So it's kind of interesting. At the very least, we're going to need Blast and Coconut to get to the fairy, as well as Camera to capture it, but diving is also going to technically be on the path to it, even if it's kind of a strange logic connection. That's just wise, just to prevent a soft lock. So it looks like Violet is chasing Diddy's medal. I don't think it's in logic with just climbing. I might be wrong. Like, you got 15 around the Gong Tower. You got 10 that are sort of scattered on ramps. So it brings you up to 25. You got that 5 bunch, but I feel like you're just 5 short.
Yeah,
Violet also picking up the news.
I don't know about you, but I definitely my brain has been scrambled with the new colored bananas, like, because of climbing. Like, I'm not sure what's in logic anymore.
Yeah, like, I mean, they both have climbing now, so it's sort of like the same as, you know, the season 4 barriers, but at 35 instead of 50. Oh, right, well, okay, Diddy's medal is available. Yeah, that is a tight squeeze. Unfortunately, like, I think due to level assumptions, you're not going to get a lot of help to know that you need climbing to get that medal. But you absolutely did need climbing, so... Like I said before, even though you could skip climbing to get key 1, you might still have needed it. And we have Caves level 7. Now, DK is found by Lanky. I'm trying to think. There's nothing that, like, you could get here as a Lanky check without Lanky himself. So, unfortunately, I don't think you'd be finding DK here, but we gotta find this Lanky hint. It's gotta show up somewhere.
Oh, just 25. The exact number to get in.
Exact change. So yeah, you definitely do a dive into here and see if you can get the hints that you need. You gotta find this Lanky hint somewhere. I mean, main caves is also...
There are 2 main caves hints, so like this is definitely the strongest place to go.
Yeah, I'd agree. At this point, like, you definitely want to find your Kongs. So anything that could possibly be locking either Lanky or DK, gotta put priority on that. It's probably going to be something pretty accessible. Although, main caves... So, the tiny mini cave barrel is tier 0. It's another one of those bonus barrels that, because of all warps active, anyone can kind of reach it from anywhere. Or, I guess in this case, just using warp 3. The other interesting main caves check is the red Kasplats that normally require mini and twirl. But it becomes a weird either-or because of the warp 4 on the, what is it, stalagmite? Stalagmites come from the ground. Stalactites, you hope, are tight on the ceiling. Is that right?
I hope that's right.
Okay. But anyway, that's my mnemonic for remembering which one is which. But anyway, that red Kasplat is an either-or with Rocket Barrel, so that Diddy can just use warp 4, or still mini and... twirl to access it the old way.
Outdoor ship.
Outdoor ship to key 8. Okay. Well, I mentioned see if either of those two, because like obviously one of them is tier 0, and the other one deals with either ors, which kind of have a hard time getting dependencies path hinted towards it. But beautiful nice backflip there by Violet.
Yeah, nice little crouch slide you can do at that exact place and land right on warp 4.
Yeah.
And we still haven't seen either of the checks that are here.
Yeah.
In the main caves area that have something on them for sure. So, very interesting and probably just locked behind Lanky stuff. Or
yeah, there's still hope on the mini cave barrel because of the warp 3 pre-tagged. But if it's not that, I struggle to find any other main caves checks it could be. Or at least could be without a return trip. Well, actually, the Kasplat on the pillar also pre-tagged warps make that tier 0. But we got a potion
there we
here,
go.
so probably our item.
Welcome to bonus stage.
What Jay telling me they're called stalagmites because they might be on the ceiling or the floor. Thank you. Makes the mnemonic a lot easier to remember. Meanwhile, Mima's still also trying to figure out which metal is going to be in logic.
Hitting those clap traps was pretty crazy over there.
Yeah, I remember the one time you showed like you hit like 6 in a row from spawn. I've never gotten a case like that. Oh, that stings.
Cave shops is free Kongs only.
Yeah, and not to mention that stupid mini cave barrel was just bait.
Yeah. So like maybe
still have
we
a
just
chance
need
on the
Gorilla Gone. We could just be on the Beetle Race.
Oh,
Okay,
Lanky
there
could
it
just be
is.
bought. Yeah.
Well, that solves that problem at least.
See, I'm wondering if Lanky's sold by Candy. That is a possibility.
Yeah, in which case we still want to stay here.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if like the Key 8 and free Kong item could be Candy Kong herself. And Hive Tunnel is foolish. Indeed it was. All right, that's Candy Kong. And we should have at least one shop item here. Ooh, and the waterfall barrel. Do we have a way to get that out of logic? I don't think we do.
Oh no. Is it Beetle Race time?
I think it is Beetle Race.
Beetle Race. There's the damage you were looking for, OJN. Then Candy was on the main stalactite thing.
Yeah.
I still don't know
which
if
makes
I said
sense.
that right.
Stalagmite are. Hold on. Stalactites are tight, yo, because they are on the ground and they're chill. Stalagmites, you are. I don't know anymore, dude.
What the heck am I listening to here? All right, well, Violet Salad, she's going into Galleon.
Yeah. Going to go pick up. At this point, we should be able to purchase Lanky. So, confidently strolling her way over. Mima, instead, though, opted to go straight into Galleon. So, she's going to pick up. Well, question is, does Candy sell Lanky? Because if she does, then Mima, unfortunately, is not going to be able to leave Galleon with Lanky. Whereas Violet's going to be prepared either way.
Isle's tiny Aztec barrel? So Aztec lobby?
Aztec lobby, indeed.
Stormy Tunnel's 2 potions.
Have we gotten a second? We did get both potions. There was one bait vial, and then there was super duper.
Yep.
And indeed, Candy sells Lanky, so that's very unfortunate for Mima.
Big advantage for Violet though.
I think it made sense with the K's main to 8 and Kongs. I think it was pretty likely Candy was going to be selling. I mean, I guess it's no, because we did get Balloon otherwise. So, yeah, Candy had to be selling Lanky, I suppose. But I don't think you can know that until going into caves. And now Violet's going to return immediately back to caves to go pick up DK, who I'm pretty sure is just going to be on the Beetle Race. Well, it could be Sprint Cabin too, I think. Because we don't have any info on Trombone.
All All right, we're gonna get both ice castle checks here.
Yeah, we still do have a caves main to Chunky, so that has to show up somewhere.
It ain't that.
It is indeed not the Ice Slam challenge, but she's gonna do it for GB anyway. I mean, we're at, what, 32 GBs hitting the 50-minute mark? It's probably average. I mean, not like super fast, not super slow. I could see just wanting to get your GB numbers up. Usually, you want to start hitting, like, this is the stride where you want to start getting to 50 GBs, is like when you have access to all your levels, all your Kongs. And then you just want to focus on solving the seed. So I could see from that perspective maybe feeling a little behind, because even with 2 blueprint dumps, it's just up to 35. Violet taking a moment of pause, either to bask in the glory of beating the ice tomato, or maybe just having to take a pause for something IRL. But that's fine. We'll take a look here at Mima still going through Galleon.
Yeah, now 5-door ship was hinted here, so like you're gonna be able to see a couple in here, and I don't think either Diddy or Chunky has anything. We'll either need to check Lanky, which Mima doesn't have access to, or we need to get Diddy or DK's instruments and then get in that way.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if something like Factory Shop sells you an instrument that could be used for 5-door. What the instruments we need for Helm are just triangle and sax. I guess it's possible that the shop could sell sax, and then you could find like Gorilla Grab inside the 5-door ship from Tiny's 5-door ship.
All right, what do we got? Oh my God, DK's on the beetle.
DK is indeed on the beetle race.
Now, this is going to snowball because you have an item that locks a lot of stuff in Aztec that only DK can buy. And I believe there's also something in Factory Shop still that needs to be bought by Chunky. So, like, there's a lot of things that we need to go back for now.
Yeah, candy is kind of a big bottleneck in the seed. So, I mean, it's the way Rando is. Sometimes you just end up choosing the right level. Sometimes you don't. But getting candy here is definitely big for Violet, as it gets her Lanky, which gets her DK, and then DK gets that massive item. We can kind of start unraveling this long path to key 7, 8, Lanky, Tiny, Chunky. Do we have any key 3 hints so far? All we have is diving. That's a little concerning.
Just the dive. I think it just could be the clam.
Oh, that's true. We do. Well,
but no, it can't be, because Tiny would have been hinted on that path, and she's not.
I mean, it's possible if this long path is for Feather only, but I'm sort of believing that that's probably not a simple key 3 in the clam. So we'll see. I would not feel comfortable with leaving any hints on the table until we get any more information on key 3 here. DK swirling from the heavens to land on Earth on Lanky's head. Congratulations, we have family 50 minutes in. Congrats to the believers. That's an unfortunate
we can now
scour.
get this one out of logic here. Yep, and that's what Violet's gonna do.
That's true. I'm not. We'll see what it is. I mean, we have such a long path ahead of us that it's hard to tell whether this is going to be something we do or don't need. So I definitely support getting this right now. If it's like barrels, then you kind of know like what to expect on the path.
Oh, there's a key.
That is probably our key 3. That makes the most sense.
I don't think it can be 7, because Aztec Time Temple is path to key 7. So yeah, it has to be key 3.
Okay, so that's a big relief for Mima. She doesn't need anything else other than diving to key 3. We'll see if, I mean, you know, if all you have is diving to key 3 near the end of the game, you know, Galleon is the one place you naturally go to, but we'll see if we get any other help for that.
There's
Meanwhile,
blueprints, so that does confirm that Baboon Balloon was in fact path to freeing a car.
Yeah, we did need it to get DK, so we know that. Mima doesn't quite know that yet. She's probably thinking like, okay, it's probably for DK because Lanky uses Balloon a lot in caves, but maybe not specifically that it'd be Beetle Race. I'm going to go ahead and check what's on the tower here, which is just another blueprint. Ooh, and it was Baboon Blast. We do need that for the fairy in the castle tree sniping, so that is a waft potion. So probably something for our massive 7-8 lanky tiny chunky path would be my guess. Might help us find like mini monkey or barrels inside the tree on the ferry. We still need camera, we still need coconut, so can't really beeline to castle quite yet, but definitely one less thing we have to keep at the back of our minds. Violet kind of continuing around. I don't know if she's mostly thinking about padding her GB stats here to get closer to 64.
She needs DK coins for whatever she needs to buy in Aztec, so maybe that's what she's doing. Not 100% sure.
That is true, although caves is like the worst place to find DK coins. There are just not a lot in the area. Although going through the blast course to find a potion, I guess.
Yeah, good thing she stuck around here. There's something here. Go straight to the end.
Yeah, the one. I don't know if it was an oversight or the devs intentionally put that shortcut in the blast course. Definitely makes it very short. But
I would think
yeah, we'll see what this is.
But that's just me speculating.
Yeah. Well, I'm not really sure. Well, you still need a lot of things, so I think you do every potion that you see. We're not nearly at the point where you can start speculating that it's stuff you don't need.
Well done.
8 quick flies. God, I wish I could do that.
So does Kuiper.
Some people ask if the K in my name stands for Kuiper with the way I do flies.
Homing ammo.
Homing ammo. Probably not needed. Alright, and yep, straight back to Aztec. So let's see, Lanky Two-Door is going to be our key 3, so that's sorted. I guess it's all just going to depend on what we find in the shop. I'm just thinking if we find RBB, if we have any other help for the other dependencies we have for stuff like the, for tree sniping fairy. But I'm just not sure. We'll see what this major bottleneck item is. After we buy a Lanky Blueprint. Empty our wallets once again. At the 55-minute mark, we are still emptying wallets. Yeah, lots of, they know how desperate we are for GBs, and they're keeping the prices up. Looks to be a coconut. That's kind of nice to pick up. Does coconut get us anything right now? I'm not sure. Because like I said, we still need camera to snap the picture of the fairy and castle. We don't start with either camera or shockwave, so it's sort of like a lot of those items that you might take for granted in earlier seasons. You got to work for them here.
Yeah, it's really funny that we still can't go into Tiny Temple.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we still do not have a way to get in. But instead, it looks like we'll be taking an excursion to the Llama Temple, which is a nice place to go. It's a lot of quick checks, especially with the warps turned on. Like, you can kind of get to Tiny's, whatever part of the Llama Temple pretty quick. It looks like Mima is beelining straight towards Beetle Race. She knows where DK is. And she will also be hitting family in sub-hour, likely. Maybe I should wait until she finishes the race to say that, but I believe in her. She's going to get it in the sub-hour. But, I mean, after Coconut and after Blast, like, I'm not really sure where else you go. Coconut and Jape's Forest don't really mix, even though Jape's Forest has sort of the same long path. I feel like Mini Monkey would be the best thing to find. I guess. I mean, we have access to Forest Nighttime, which is nice.
You can also get that hint door out of Logic. You have to do some climbing with, like, Tiny or Diddy.
The Owl Door, yeah, you could do that with Diddy or Tiny. I guess you can also get the... I don't know what happened. I truly feel for Mima there. I do not know what happened on that weird lanky bounce. Just decided to lose half his speed and not make the jump. Big old crown locked in a cage. Mike is outside yelling, "Free that crown! Free that crown!"
I didn't even think Mike's in chat today. I don't know what. Maybe he's just realized that everyone knows that it's not a crown. Oh, there's peanuts.
Oh, that's an interesting peanut location. We don't know if we need it yet, but that is definitely helpful.
Well, it does get us into Tiny Temple.
That is true. You're right. That gets us into Tiny Temple. It'll be interesting. What check is it going to be in Tiny Temple? Because if it's free Tiny, then we still don't have charge. But I can't say for certain. It's also to Key 7? I guess this might give you a lot of context into what the Key 7 path might be pointing towards.
People have pointed out in chat that this just makes it a little bit closer to meaning that the beanstalk is required.
That is true. That is one less possibility of, or that's
Mima
one less possibility
just missing out on the sub hour. If Mima was the first person to have all 5 Kongs here, that would have been so heartbreaking for believers.
Oh, that would have been so awful. But yeah, now the seed for her is basically opened up again. And the big advantage is she does know where Key 3 is, so she doesn't have to really concern herself with that. Whereas Violet might be thinking of any diving check being potentially to Key 3.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised Violet's like, well, I don't know why she's doing this one, particularly because we know there's nothing else in tunnels, but at least this will probably get her 2 checks. That's probably just what she wants at this point. Gotta get those bananas.
Something would be greatly wrong if this was a key at this point. I guess maybe if you're thinking like Diving Lock, Strong Kong, and Twirl, and that's your only Key 3, maybe that has Key 3. But bit of a stretch. And she's deciding to head back to Castle. I mean, there's a couple things you can do in Castle. We can't do the tree sniping because we don't have camera. But doesn't mean that there aren't other checks. Like obviously DK's got his medal. He's got his dungeon, which loves to have like an unhinted 11th hour item. But yeah, I'm not really.
She's hard focusing all of the coconut checks. It looks like.
I don't blame her. It's probably a good idea because that is your path to 7/8 Linky Tiny Chunky. Now it's possible. I would also think about your Well, here's probably what's going on. Camera's probably in Aztec Lobby because Jape's Forest is on the same path, and maybe all these paths are sort of converging on that ferry. So, are there any Jape's Forest things you can do right now? I mean,
I forgot about this. There's a potion here for DK.
I didn't even write that down.
I didn't either. But I remember seeing at the beginning of the seed, and I just never put it there. Probably because we were focused on hints.
Yeah.
All right, Mima is getting her coconut gun now.
Yeah. Yeah, and Mima also picked up Blast, so she has the information that RBB is going to lead to Blast. Ooh, there's Chimpy Charge. That is really important, actually. Yeah, so the lobby we can do, technically it needs Twirl, but you can easily backflip into it as Diddy. Now, if that ends up being a Twirl minigame, that's going to be really funny, but hopefully not. So I think at this point we more or less have our... there is one hint in Japes we can get. Since we have Peanut, we can use the Warp 5 on top of the mountain to warp ourselves into Hive Tunnel to get the last hint we haven't seen in Japes. See if that helps us sort of unfurl what's going on right here.
Yeah.
We'll see if Violet decides to do that. I think it would be a good idea. Just getting all your information. Or checking more coconut checks. That is also just as good.
Oh, and there's another potion in here. Did we write this down either? I definitely did not write this down.
I don't think they've peaked this. Because you have that warp.
Okay, well, this helps put the tree in logic. It's
key 7.
Obviously we still need some things, but
we got key 7 on the Grape Gate. We know what all the key 7 stuff is pointing to.
But where's Grape? Probably Tiny Temple.
It's got to be in Tiny Temple. That rules out Lanky's portion of Tiny Temple being our key 7 item. So that is interesting. Violet knows where key 7 is. Mima knows where key 3 is. But the question is, where is this grape shooter going to be? Mima, meanwhile, has been doing everything Violet kind of has been doing, which is just checking all those coconut checks. Trying to see if she can kind of figure out where the next step in this long chain is. Isla trying this backflip that I can never make work.
There it is.
Oh, she gets it though.
Hey, Mima's about to get her peanuts. Oh, and there's a purple potion. Is this Mini Monkey?
It could be. I mean, it sort of depends on whether this long path is pointing towards Feather or Mini. Mini would be fantastic to pick up.
Oh, it's Feather,
it is Feather.
though. But we still need it.
Okay. We do indeed still need that. Unless we run into oranges, that'd be kind of funny. And so Oasis
what was that hint?
Oasis is foolish. Yep. So that means this long path is pointing towards Mini Monkey. I think Mini... Okay.
Oh, it's the camera!
Oh, Mima found camera in the that was DK's 5-door?
That was Diddy.
Diddy's 5-door. Oh. Oh. Oh, when do you go back to 5-door for that? Because that's not 5-door to Chunky. That's got to be a longer path, I would assume.
Well, either way, Violet has seen that hint. She knows she's gonna have to go back there at some point. But what a pull for Mima.
But yeah, the question though is the ordering, because the 5-door temple hint path is only to Chunky. So you think that's like really late in the game, or like the whole Chunky path is just going to get you a gun? You know what? I think what's happening here is it's just Gorilla Gon in the tree sniping. That's probably what's going on. Because Arcade's main is also only to Chunky, so if that is Blast, then this might just be Gorilla Gon and nothing else. In which case, this is not that bad for Violet. It's a little inefficient, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But we'll see what it is. I am expecting... Well, okay, if this is Gorilla Gon, what are we out of logic on, though?
Well, we're gonna find out in a second here. So once we see this, we can probably start piecing it together.
Because then... Well, okay, Coconut being path to Chunky makes sense. Diving being path makes sense.
That looks like a green potion to me. It is.
Yeah, I think this has to be Gorilla Gon. But I guess what I'm wondering is, what is the Japes Forest to... Oh, that's RBB. Japes Forest is RBB. For the blast. Gotcha. So then it's probably RBB in the Aztec lobby. And once you get RBB... So, I mean, my guess... Okay, I'm going to try and work a little backwards here. So, tune with me here. If Key 7 Tiny Temple is probably Grape. Now, if that is Grape, we already have Charge and we already have Peanut, and we have more stuff past the Key 7, including Rocket. My guess is that Grape is going to be in Tiny's Claptrap room. It could be Chunky's Claptrap room too. It's got to be one of those two. Either we're missing Pineapple or we're missing Mini. But seeing as all the mini paths are also path to 7, that's what makes me think it's probably Tiny's Claptrap room.
And now we have Sax.
Saxophone on Candy Shop, which fulfills our factory shop state. Yeah. Now, I still think it's possible that Tiny's 5-door ship could have, like, Gorilla Grab. Because even though Sax is only path Key 8, that doesn't preclude it from having other Key 8 items. But we'll see. I mean, are we missing any other Key 8 items that we know of? Not really. It's really just Gorilla... Well, RBB, I guess. But I think RBB has to be this long Japes Forest path.
Yeah,
so I think Galleon 5-door ship...
It's
got to be in the 5-door ship. Yeah. So I'm thinking like you put Grape in Tiny's Claptrap room. So then that means where is Mini Monkey? I think our only lead off of Mini Monkey is really just the Japes Forest.
All right, here is Mima probably getting Rocket Barrel. And I think
that would
Violet's
be my
following her
guess.
right after. So we have a little bit of a holding hands here as we get the rocket barrel.
Yeah, the only question is, what do you do once you get rocket barrel? Because you've already gotten the blast. Yeah, I'm not really sure.
At some point, someone's got to go to Tiny Temple, right?
Welcome
For
to
key
bonus
7.
stage.
Well, but we know what that's probably going to be, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's just gonna be. I mean, Mima doesn't know, but maybe Violet has figured out that's probably gonna be your grape shooter. But I think just the big question, like, I would just be spamming RBB checks because RBB leads to a lot of stuff outside of.
Oh, it's Mini Monkey.
Oh, okay. Then maybe your RBB's in the treasure chest. I mean, that's actually the better thing to find here is that mini monkey.
Okay. Oh, I thought she was gonna go right to Galleon. I guess not. So it looks like we're going back into Aztec here, which is a place that she does need to go. If she's able to pull camera here, that would be really good for her.
Yeah, Violet still needs to pull camera, at least for Gorillagon, so it's kind of end game. She has time. The clock is ticking, but she has time to figure that out eventually. But it looks like she is here for Tiny Temple. Violet probably knows that it's grape in here. Mima should probably also feel comfortable doing Tiny Temple because you can do every check at this point. Maybe not in logic, but you can do them. But we'll see. The question for me is going to be if Violet decides to prioritize that 5-door temple while she's here. Because unfortunately, it's not just like the whole chunky chain is leading to a gun you use. It's it's just that everything sort of converges on that ferry. But we'll see. She's going straight to the claptrap room. This is where I think. At this point, because we found Minnie, it's very likely this is just our grape shooter. The thing is, Violet probably knows... Well, actually, she might not know that that's not key 3. Well, okay. Once she gets grape, she's going to be like, okay, then it's key 7. And she immediately leaves. So decides to continue to deprioritize that 5-door temple hint.
But she
which I get, it's just a little unfortunate. She's going for the treasure chest.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is now where I think Rocket Barrel is going to be.
By the way, have we ever talked about barrel throwing? I don't know if we ever considered where that is.
It's a good question.
I think maybe that could be in the treasure chest, I think.
It could be. Part of the reason why I think it's RBB is that RBB blocks so much in DK64 that it being a massive path does make a lot of sense. Maybe it is barrels to RBB instead. So I can't discount that idea, but I don't know, it's a possibility. Because you're right. At this point, we need to find Rocket Barrel. We need to find, I guess from our perspective, having both perspectives, the only question marks we have are Rocket Barrel, Gorilla Grab, and Barrel Throwing. We know where everything else is in the game. Oh, Violet didn't even have that hint. That's actually fairly impressive that she figured that part out. I mean, the Japes Forest lobbies is probably a big hint.
The angry hint or shoot says it all.
Yeah. Well, that's why I say you got to get your hint doors, because even if they if you get that hint door earlier, it's like, yeah, I have the Japes Forest lobby path hint, but also like having that wath at the same time means I don't have to it takes the guesswork out of it. They're fairly even on GB counts as well. I mean, Mima has one more GB. She has, and they have the same number of blueprints. So they've both been doing a pretty good job of keeping up their GB counts. And I mean, we're starting to get to the point where the end of the seed might be in sight. At the very least, we know where the rest of the keys are. The only thing that's a bit concerning is all the barrel throwing stuff that we're not sure of yet. I'm trying to think though, like, if barrel throwing was in the treasure chest, how does coconut lead to barrel throwing?
Then it's not in play then.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking, like, if you find RBB inside the treasure chest, it has to combine with, like, coconut in some way. Oh, well, here's the thing. I think coconut has to be pathed to peanuts. Otherwise, I don't think coconut makes sense to be pathed to tiny phase. So if coconut is your only logical way of getting Aztec DK half metal, then it's RBB and peanut, which is a pretty good combination of stuff for finding our barrel throwing. Mima checking everything in Aztec. I'm not surprised she doesn't know where key 7 is. She hadn't peeked it. So I'm pretty sure she's going to go over here to Lanky's 5-door just to make sure key 7's not in there. But now that she has Mini Monkey, I wouldn't be surprised if she also goes to Lanky's to Galleon next to go get the
there it
treasure
is!
chest.
It's Gorilla Crab!
In Lanky's 5-door. Ew. We've had T-Bone since the beginning of time, so I guess both of them just decided not to do Lanky's 5-door at the beginning.
Well, Mima was here without
here.
Lanky initially, so that explains that.
True. Yeah. And Violet, I guess, just decided to come back later. But it's fine, you know. She eventually picked it up, and we know Gorilla Grab's only to 8, so at this point, Gorilla Grab's not going to do anything for us. Ooh, Mima deciding instead to go to Japes?
Yeah, I think she probably finds key 7 here, if that's what she's considering.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good place to chase Grape. So if she's really hot on this Grape trail to figuring out key 7, then I don't blame her. Although, when you start in Stormy Tunnel, I guess Grape loses a lot of its potency.
All right, this looks like barrel throw to me.
Oh,
it is.
You are right. That is barrel throwing. I don't know how I don't know how coconut leads to Lanky Phase then. Because coconut only got us, so it got us peanut, which then would get us feather. Oh, coconut locks twirl. That's got to be it. That makes more sense. We're out of logic on twirl.
So where is Rocket Barrel now? Where are we looking?
My guess is that it's probably something barrel locked. I think Jape's Chunky Timed was a potion, but I think it was clear, so I'm not putting much stock in that.
All right, Mima is going to be getting Featherbow shortly here.
Yeah, that will be a good pickup. Just knowing that you don't need to deal with oranges now. Ooh, Owl Tree to keys 1 and 8. That's triangle. So triangle, I mean, Chunky's in Helm, or Chunky is one of the Helm phases, so just basically tells us triangle's dead from this point on.
Yep.
But yeah, barrels is I have had the unfortunate couple of past seeds where I have not had a lot of things pointing to barrels or what it does. That hit might be helpful though.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever saw two. I think we saw one potion. Oh no, it's DK Arcade for the key 7.
The second DK Arcade has hit the seed. Luckily, it's 50 meters. 50 meters is okay. It's fine. Of course, Mima showing off her custom sprites.
Yeah, they look pretty good.
I don't know. I don't know enough about the game that it's referencing, but you can kind of throw any kinds of sprites that you want in the game now. They've done a pretty good job of lots of customization. I mean, you've probably seen it with the coin textures being customized on our racers' parts, but a lot of textures have been able to be overwritten, and the arcade ones are kind of the funniest ones to see. So I also noticed Violet left Galleon without getting key 3, so that's a little unfortunate because she's gonna have to take another Galleon trip to go get key 3 eventually. Meanwhile, Mima is back in Galleon. She knows about key 3, so she's gonna for sure pick that up, and then she's also gonna go pick up her barrel throwing.
Yo, with all this talk about customizing some of your sprites in game, I came up with a sinister idea just now. And maybe JX can try this out. Generate a seed with random custom coin locations, turn off rainbow coins, and then replace the coin sprite with transparent blank images. Have fun.
That's diabolical. That's awful.
What isn't awful is Mima has key 3.
Yeah, Mima picks up key 3 and she's on her way to pick up barrel throwing. Now, Violet is where I am curious to see what's down here, if anything.
Oh, it's Rocket Barrel. There it is.
That is indeed Rocket Barrel. That scouring hit was a massive help.
Yup, and you were also right about it being barrel throw locked.
I think that's sort of what tied everything together. So, at this point, I think Violet is just missing key 3. Now, she knows that it's diving locked, but that is her only help. And meanwhile, I think if Mima... The thing is, Mima's gonna just have barrels to operate off of here.
Oh, she doesn't have Gorilla Gone. But I think she...
Oh, yeah, Violet...
I hope she knows to go back into Castle.
That is right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, she hasn't picked up the fairy camera from Diddy's 5-door temple yet, so she has that whole adventure as well. She might start thinking, though, that, like, I have this, like, check left that has, like, 16 different dependencies. Well, I'm exaggerating on that number, but that maybe the 5-door temple item is actually obtainable, and it's just another one of those dependencies. So it's going to be a race here for if Violet can find key 3 and figure out fairy camera. I mean, she's on her way back to 5-door temple, so that seems pretty good. Mima is on her way to factory, I assume to pick up saxophone.
Oh, she left.
Oh, she immediately left.
Oh, she wants to
she's gonna go
do Helm first? Oh, no, she can't because she doesn't have key 3.
Well, you can do Helm without key 3.
No, you can do Helm without key 3. I'm sorry. I was thinking she didn't have key 7.
Yeah, she could just be pushing forward here, although it's kind of tight. Like, even if she turns in all her blueprints, she's going to be at 60, which without fairy camera, that's a really risky number to go up there with. But my guess is that she just wants some time here to figure out, like, can I figure out key 3? Or can I figure out fairy camera as well? Because the clock is ticking. I think what Mima's going to do is probably go back to Galleon with Saxophone, because she probably has maybe one of the same thoughts I did, which is like, hey, this factory shop could just lead you to the Key 8 item in 5-door, but even when she's not going to find anything in Tiny's 5-door, she can just peek and do the others and probably find Gorilla Grab that way. And once she has Gorilla Grab, it's just sort of like, can she find the right barrels check before Violet finds Key 3 and Fairy Camera? I think Fairy Camera is probably going to be pretty solvable here by Violet. The question is going to be more of if she can figure out Key 3 quickly, because you naturally go to Galleon to do a bunch of diving checks, but you could also easily sort of sabotage in your mind and say, oh my god, it might just be a random bonus barrel with a diving minigame for Key 3.
Okay, well, the good news is that she is going back into Aztec, hopefully for Fairy Camera.
I'm thinking so too. At this point, I think unless like you got a gun that you're just like, oh, this is very clearly for this 5-door temple.
She's not going to 5-door temple. Oh, and Mima got the hint for Gorilla Grab. Good idea to find it there. Oh, she wants the hint. That's what it is.
Oh, yeah. One of these hints might bail her out and tell her that Key 3's in outskirts.
Well,
be foolish to do something.
Hint.
I don't know what it was. Okay, forest
colored
CDs.
bananas. Oh,
okay.
rip.
Mima's going back to Galleon. Definitely gonna go try to pick up Gorilla Grab. But yeah, it's just gonna be figuring out which barrels check has RBB. Now, there is a fantastic hint in Forest on the owl tree that says Caves and Mines has 2 potions. But we'll see if Mima decides to go back to I mean, there's a couple of good barrels checks in Forest, so you might decide to go back there anyway. But otherwise, yeah, it's just going to be checking a bunch of barrels checks versus Violet pinpointing where Key 3 is going to be. As well as Fairy Camera. Did she go again into Aztec and then not pick up Fairy Camera? I mean, she doesn't have Fairy Camera now, for sure.
No, she wanted to get the hint and left. Like, okay. I feel like Violet's pretty good at going through and rechecking her hints again, so I feel like in theory she should be able to figure it out.
Yeah,
hopefully she doesn't like incorrectly assume that like it's something she doesn't need.
Like, I think the seed is very solvable here from Violet. I think it's just the clock is ticking. It's just, you know, every minute that passes by, Mima's checking more barrels checks, and eventually one of them is going to go through. Although I say that Mima is doing diving checks, but the theory is still the same. She's got to know that barrels is basically what she needs to chase. And if Mima decides that she's just going to chase hints instead, then she's going to find that really good Caves of Mines hint, and that could be it. Yeah, I think Mima's probably doing all... Oh, you're right. She's doing diving checks for Galleon Lanky. Did she not see... She might not have read the 5-door to 8 hint.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing about commentating restreams is that, like, it's extremely hard to keep track of who read what hint door, because generally you would think everyone would get every hint door eventually, but, like, sometimes players accidentally miss something, and it's like, just assuming that they hit every hint door is, like, the easy thing to do. But obviously, you want to try not to do that, because, like, dogging on people for, like, missing something purely because they missed, like, reading a hint and we didn't know that kind of sucks.
Yeah, so, like, especially with, like, new custom locations that were only introduced 2 weeks ago, like, it's very easy to just, like, not have built that. There is a lot to keep track of in this game, so, like, it happens a lot. I've been victim to it multiple times. I've missed plenty of hint doors, and especially when you're commentating, like, it's sometimes hard to forget that the runners aren't working with the full set of information we're working with. But Mima's opened the 5-door ship here, and she is going to be picking up grab right now. And then, yeah, after that, it's just going to be barrels checks.
Oh no, the 2% game! This is an entirely different scene now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness.
That is awful.
We have no idea where that is. We now have to rely on the key 8 hints, and I think Violet may just end up going to try to get the hints that she never saw yet, because like she's still missing a few.
Well, so I think we have a lead. It depends if... So it kind of depends on the metal logic for Peanuts on Aztec DK half metal. Because if that is not hard coconut locked, then you do have a lead in the fact that coconut was past the tiny phase. So I might put a little bit of a bias here on more coconut checks. Because if coconut leads to twirl, then that resolves the coconut to tiny phase. Because right now we're just taking it on faith that coconut locks peanut.
I want to see a 5-door cabin check here on the side of Violet. Oh, that hit was missed earlier. That's brutal.
It must have been missed. I don't know if Mima missed it. I might have missed Mima peeking that one. I didn't write that down, so it's possible neither of them had actually seen it.
Oh my God,
Mima might be going... Runners shaking hands on the missed hint door.
I don't know if we've ever seen that.
But that's the last piece of information Mima needs to get to the information Violet has now, which is that twirl is needed, hard required. Yeah, I think the only lead here, I have a slight bias towards coconut, but it could legitimately be anywhere.
That could help Violet right there. I didn't know she didn't see that hint, so maybe she's going to Aztec. Yeah, I think she's going to go 5-door temple now.
Well, I mean, it's like you said, this is a completely different game. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, yes, Mima might know where RBB is going to be, but the seed does not mean anything until we find Twirl. Twirl could be in a myriad of locations. So, I mean, what are some other good locations to check? I mean, so one of the nice things is anything that's not path to tiny phase, you can rule out. So what would that mean? Like, diving is not path, port is not path, climbing, punch. Like, you have a lot of negative info.
So Mima now has Rock a Barrel. And now the problem is she doesn't know yet the dangers awaiting her in Hideout Helm.
Yeah, you're gonna need to go to Helm and be disappointed by the fact that there is a twirl minigame in there.
So now we're basically going to be aligned here pretty shortly, because now Violet is gonna get Cameron here. She's gonna go ahead towards Castle, get Gorilla Gone, and they'll both have the same things, just missing Ponytail Twirl.
Yeah, I think by the time that Violet might just be like 1 or 2 steps ahead here, because Mima has to do a Helm minigame and then get the news about the Twirl minigame, whereas Violet is just going to pick up Gorilla Gone here, and then well, Violet still doesn't have key 3. That is another aspect of this. Now, it's possible she'll just stumble into it casinoing for Twirl here, but that is another thing looming on her mind, is which diving check is going to have key 3. So, you know what? There's chance yet that the beanstalk may still be Waff. Maybe we need that red potion for Twirl. Who knows? We're just gonna wait a little bit here for both runners to kind of catch up to each other's states. But yeah, I think your only lead here is Coconut. Or at the very least, you're going to have, like, I think a lot of negative information.
Billigon acquired on the side of VioletPumpkin. Now it's need to find Ponytail Twirl.
Yeah. So one of the nice things here, she's going to Galleon. She might just stumble into key 3. I shouldn't say stumble. I mean, like, you have the diving to 3 hint, and so out of all the levels to go to, like, Galleon's the best for that. But, yeah, it's sort of, like, kind of bailed out because of the twirl conundrum that's going on here. That she'll buy herself some time to get key 3. I don't think Grab can't lead the Twirl because Twirl has to lead to Tiny Phase because we're out of logic on Twirl for getting Mini Monkey. So it's really just going to be like whatever is going to lead to Twirl is going to be anything that is path to Tiny Phase, which right now it's just Coconut. The only problem is Coconut could still be your only logical way of getting Peanut off Aztec DK Metal, and Peanut gets you Feather, so it's possible that you actually just have no lead, but that's why I'm like, you'd bias towards doing Coconut checks, but you probably still do all the other stuff too.
Well, it looks like she is going to be checking key 3 now, so she is going to be getting it here shortly. So where is Ponytail Twirl?
You know, at first I was wondering like if I wanted to commentate a race, but I'm kind of glad I got to commentate now. Because I would not want to be dealing with the Twirl Casino right now.
I'm sure Violet's very happy to see that, but we still need Ponytail Twirl.
Yeah. Yeah, so both runners at about the same time are kind of reaching each other's states. Mima's just now figuring out it is a Twirl minigame.
She does not look happy about that one.
I would not be happy either.
All gonna come down to that Ponytail Twirl location.
Yeah. We see Violet going into Factory. I'm liking Factory DK Metal. That could be Coconut locked. I don't think it's going to be production because I think Grab is for sure not on the path to Twirl because it's not path to Tiny Phase. But it looks like Violet is going to be turning on production anyway. Or she's just here to collect CBs. I mean, it's a pretty good spot to get CBs. Oh, she is indeed only here to get CBs. Smart to not turn on production. She might be on the right trail to just like be chasing Coconut here. The only problem is until we find Strong Kong, we can't know for sure if Coconut is our answer or not. Because if you find Strong Kong, I think that means that Peanut would be available without Coconut.
Yeah, that's a good point by Eternal in chat there. Grab is only into key 8, so it won't be in production.
Yeah, that is correct. So I think Coconut is the right thing to chase here, but like I said, there is that looming possibility that Coconut is actually past the Feather. So you can't really rule everything else out. I guess the other thing you can rule out, so like you know for a fact Twirl's not gonna be locked by anything mini locked. So like it can't be mini, can't be barrels, it can't be grape. Well, grape is only 7, so we kind of know that. We actually have a lot of negative info. I feel like this is very possible to sort of figure out. Like you have coconut is sort of like your big mystery, but it can't be grab, it can't be blast, can't be rocket, can't be grape, can't be saxophone, can't be monkey port, can't be triangle, can't be punch, cannot be gone, cannot be climbing, cannot be diving, cannot be barrels, cannot be homing, and cannot be camera. And it cannot be anything sold by Candy. Did we ever find the second Caves and Mines potion? I don't think we did. We got the first one, which was Rocket Barrel. The second one might be like Diddy Minecart.
So is Chimpy Charge? Is Chimpy Charge workout? Like, did we get a hint for that?
No, Chimpy Charge is all it's gotten is a Wath hint. We needed it for.
No, wait, we had
Aztec
James Forest
lobby.
lobbies. Yeah, that's okay.
But Charge
But it
was
looks
just in the
like
shop, so it's a Sphere Zero item.
I think Mima's checking it now though, so we might be able to find our answer shortly.
Yeah, I think this could fit. It would just. This would be a pretty bad location for it, but it definitely has a possibility of fitting.
There's a potion here.
That
Wait,
is
can
indeed
Lanky
the
get
second
it?
potion. That's a good question.
Mistake going into the Lanky. I guess we're gonna find out what is going on here. What?
The very rare Lanky in your Diddy minecart.
What? I've never seen this before.
But I like this. I mean, this is using your Japes, Caves, and Mine Scouring and just saying, like, there's another potion. Like, when it's sort of these situations where it's like, maybe you have an item hint, or maybe it could be, like, one of a billion things. Like, chase your Scourings. They're going to help you out. The question is, are we going to find...
That's why this
World?
sucks, by the way. Like, you can't hit the levers. 58's kind of a high roll, too, so we'll see if this works out.
Yeah. You really... Oh, this is so painful. Yeah. I don't know if you can take those mistakes if you can't actually throw the levers.
All right, well, Violet's going back in.
Oh my god. If the difference maker is you went in as Lanky, that's going to be heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I think she might be able to squeeze it out. She just needs 10 more coins.
I don't know if you might need to hit the lever on the last path, because I think there's one where there's a bunch of boulders.
No, that's in
see.
Chunkies.
Oh, that's in Chunky, okay.
Yeah. Chunkies, there's just one path and it just punishes you insanely at the beginning. All right. Didn't get 69. No!
Didn't get 67 either. There it is!
And there it is!
Ponytail twirl! Is Violet going there right now? Oh my god.
I think she is.
Close.
This is going to be a close race, actually. Yeah, you're right.
Like, it's... Oh no, she's doing something else, maybe? Okay, never mind. She's going to the beehive.
This is... I don't like this because Minnie is... Oh, she's doing metals. Okay.
Fair.
Metals are more okay, I guess. But yeah, that does confirm that somewhere Coconut locks Strong Kong so that it locks Peanut. But I mean, Violet has the same Scouring hint, so I kind of hope that she doesn't leave any of the Caves and Mines hints or Caves and Mines checks behind.
It seems like she is hard focusing on bananas, though. Yeah, it's just done.
Yeah. I mean, I get some of the thinking that, like, I think back during season 4, when we recognized we had these casino moments, we always thought, like, metals were more than likely because, just because they're gigantic either-or messes, that they have a harder time sort of having direct hints or known hints, but Ever since there was like a big hint change that came in 5.0, I don't think chasing medals is necessarily like a better call than just chasing other checks. But I sort of get the thinking behind it. But instead, it looks like she is chasing Featherbow. Which, like, it's possible now knowing that, like, it's coconut for Peanut, and that Peanut locks both Featherbow and Twirl to get Mini Monkey. I kind of get it. It's just going to be a little unfortunate. Meanwhile, Mima is finishing up starting her second Helm Room with the newly acquired Twirl. So I think she should be probably coming up on like maybe a 150, high 152, low 153. Do we have a tiny phase? We do have a tiny phase. Maybe more.
We have the longest possible boss here, so I think this would be like a 153, 154 range.
Yeah, you're probably right. And luckily they both have plenty of GBs to finish this one. But yeah, it kind of just came down to chasing that scouring hint, which was just a good idea to do. I know Violet has the scouring because I'm pretty sure that's what pushed her to go get Rocket Barrel. Where was the scouring hint? It was the Owl Tree hint, I believe. The Owl Tree hint had Japes, Caves, and Mines had 2 potions. So indeed, Mima is on the home stretch here. Going to be picking up Key 8, and she has everything she needs to do K-Rool here. And it all depends here on when Violet decides to do Minecart. Which is just like, that's one of the last checks you really want to do. It's so long.
Yeah, it's really why a scouring hint was so powerful.
I don't even know if Mima got that. Did Mima get that? Yeah, she did. I think I remember her getting that scouring hint. She just got it a lot later than Violet did. Could Strong Kong be on DK Minecart and Castle? I believe so, because as long as Strong Kong is like, the thing is, Strong Kong just has to be somewhere on that chain after Coconut. Like, it doesn't have to be directly Coconut locked. Like, it could be mini locked, but the other stuff don't have to be path to Mini Monkey and locking Strong Kong for it to be, for it to work out. So, like, that is one place it could be. It could be, and I don't say this lightly, almost the entire, like anywhere in the seed. There's a lot of stuff blocked by Coconut this seed. Why do we care about Strong Kong? Because I think that is the only way Coconut is path to Mini Monkey, is that it locks Peanuts on Aztec DK Metal. And I think the only way it's able to do that is if it locks Strong Kong. But we got the famous, fabulous Toes experience going on Mima's screen right now.
Everyone's favorite part where their eyes are completely on the race room, making sure no one else finishes.
Oh my, I cannot have the race room open during Toes. Like, it is, I will, like, lose too much health, like, staring at the race room. I just have to like close it and enter Zen mode and just be like, I don't care where I finish. But it's like, when I look at it before entering the boot, I have like the chance to get 3rd place. And when I look at it leaving the boot, I'm like, maybe I'll get 11th. It is an excruciating moment. Only 2 phases left. Looks like Violet is going to... Dude, these cops. The Z button one sucks with all warps active. It is the most annoying thing ever.
That's so funny.
Can you even pull your gun out?
No idea.
Okay. Because if it were me, I'd just be standing on the warp, just waiting for it to wear off.
Yeah, this is unironically like the kind of check she needs to be checking. This just is not the right level.
Yeah. Right combo of moves, wrong level to check it in. But, I don't know, maybe it gives her ideas of checking other peanut plus charge checks. Or probably just pull a clearing castle at this point. And meanwhile, Mima just has 1 more phase to go. Getting the vanilla ending with the chunky phase ending it all. So yeah, you're right. It's gonna be like closer to 154 probably. I think you could probably do chunky phase. Maybe she'll get high 153.
Oh, it's way 154.
154. Okay. Oh, and meanwhile, Violet is checking bosses. Granted, you know this is a Sphere 0 boss, so on the off chance, I mean, I guess we did sort of confirm. I don't think Violet knows it for sure, but we did sort of confirm that Coconut has to lock Peanut. But if you think that's the case, then it could be just anything that's Sphere 0. And I guess if you really want to metagame, you notice that only 3 people have finished, and I was about to say Mima's gonna make it 4, but she has 1 more punch to go. But when you have that few people who have finished so far, you kind of feel like it's casino. Granted, I do think
I don't think it actually
hindsight,
is a casino.
Yeah, I was gonna say in hindsight, I think the seed gives you enough information to figure it out. It's just unfortunately like not putting enough stock into the scouring.
And Mima does in fact finish in 4th place with a 154.19. GG.
GG. This was, you know, for a restream debut, you could not ask for a better performance. That was very well done by Mima.
I will see.
Locking in position number 4.
All right, Mima, you are live on DK64 Speedruns. Can you hear us? Or maybe not.
I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay, there we go. There we go. Cool.
Bit of a mic delay. I hope that's not a problem.
Totally coming through fine. Good game. Well done. You know, for a restream premiere, you had a very good showing. 4th place is definitely like a really good seed, and I think you played it really well.
Honestly, it's all down to Twirl. That was a very scary jump scare, but at least I got to show off a very fun getting minecart trick with our favorite Kong.
Now, I assume you went there pretty quickly just because of the scouring hint, right?
It wasn't the scouring hint. I don't think I got a scouring hint. It was because I was heading to Tiny 5-Door Temple after getting the hint on top of Tiny Temple, and then I realized, wait, Mini is gotten by Twirl logically, so it can't be a mini check and it can't be a barrels check. What was the last thing logically on the path? And it was peanut. So I just went back and did all the peanut checks. Because charge, I'm pretty sure it's never path hinted.
Yeah, and it's because I
so that was my
screwed
first
up.
thought.
Yeah, I screwed up who had gotten the there was a hint on the tree and forest for the scouring. Japes Caves and Mines has 2 potions. Violet did actually see that, but did not go back and check.
I never went back and turned at night.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Like, I don't know if we missed a Aztec CB's path hint.
So I'm guessing she's just sort of stuck in 12 hell.
Yeah, and it looks like she has officially called it a race. I don't blame her. Like, when you're in this sort of situation, it sort of sucks. Like, I think there was barely enough information, but you just had to, like, I'm kind of actually surprised you made the read without the scouring, because either I missed the Aztec CB's path, or your last information is coconut on the Aztec shops. Or maybe I miswrote that as Aztec CB, or Aztec shops instead of Aztec CB's.
Coconut gets you peanut, but then peanut also gets you, I forget what it is. Peanut gets you a
feather.
lot, I'm pretty sure. So I figured that peanut would be on the path, and coconut was already sort of spent. Yeah. Peanut gets you feather. Peanut gets you camera, but that's not really relevant.
Yeah, it does get you a lot. I think chasing coconut and probably
I was just going down the list of levels, checking I guess every coconut and peanut check. Like if it wasn't Diddy Minecart, I probably would have done painting room next, and then I would have went to like factory and maybe turned on production. That would have been my next move, probably.
Yeah.
All right, we brought in VioletPumpkin in here. GG's Violet, and that was interesting casino for Ponytail.
Oh yes, it was. GG's, and congrats, Mima.
So, do you want to know where Ponytail
GG's.
Twirl is?
I would like nothing more.
So, you did technically see a hint for it. It was Japes Caves and Mines scouring hint was 2 potions, and it was on Diddy Minecart.
Okay. I thought I had gotten. I think I was mixing it up with Sniper. Yeah. I thought the other Japes and Mines was Rocket.
Sniper was in the low ends cage.
Actually, no. What I actually thought was Feather was Japes Mines. Yeah, I noted that down as the wrong region.
Yeah. That's unfortunate, because I feel like that scouring is sort of key to being able to pinpoint where Twirl is.
Indeed. Very, very important. And then I just forgot to do minecart on my casino.
To be fair, it's a very
Somehow
slow
I
check, so.
blinded it.
But Mima
I
was
just
able
sort of chased peanut checks the whole time. Peanut and coconut was like, that was my Hail Mary.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting because it was like
mini. It could never be mini or barrels. It had to be something before mini. Also, sorry for talking over you guys. I have a 5
there might be a
delay on
delay.
this thing.
Yeah.
No worries.
It's totally fine. It was very fun because it was like it was a really close race. There was a little bit of differences. Like Mima knew where key 3 was, and Mima had camera really early, whereas Violet knew where key 7 was, and was a little bit ahead on that tempo. And we're like, wow, it's gonna come down to like who figures out the other part of the information first. And then Violet showed up on the twirl minigame. We're like, oh, this is an entirely different seed going on.
Yeah, but I did have a feeling in the back of my mind, like this coconut path, I don't really think it's fully resolved. I think I might be running into a twirl minigame here, and then there it was.
I guess I don't really know if the Key 8 stuff is resolved by Coconut without there being a twirl minigame. I guess you're right on that aspect.
Actually,
no, because all that
you're
leads
right.
to...
It does, yeah,
No,
Rocket.
Yeah, because
Rocket.
all leads to Rocket. Right.
Yeah. But as anybody who's played this randomizer knows, it can be very easy to get lost in the sauce sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all for the restream, unless you had one more question came in.
I was just going to ask, we've been 2 weeks into Season 5. I was curious to get both your opinions on how you're feeling about the season, whether you like it, the fun parts, the pain parts, just general thoughts on it.
Let's start with Mima,
I think
let's
it's
start with
all
Mima.
right. I think it can be very, very swingy. It can be very swingy. Like a lot of seeds sometimes are just like hyperjets, and I'll be honest, I am very bad at hyperjets. I'm sure you noticed in my gameplay I'm a bit of a CB fiend. Like I won't even finish medals if I see colored bananas in front of me. I just am compelled to collect them. And I routed a lot of 60 CB medals, and that's, I think, my favorite part is that part. But it definitely isn't like the very best of decision making, probably. And then sometimes you get seeds like this where you just get jump scared by something horrible that only like Charles can like soul read. Or I guess Charles actually got second this race. Congrats to Eternal for the snipe there.
Yeah,
Great
congrats
job,
to
Eternal, getting first.
Yeah, congrats to General Mbop or whoever for beating the dub. There's a lot of these new names out there, dude.
There you go. I think you're going to get roasted in a bit for pronouncing that name, but why don't we go ahead, Violet, and why don't you tell us about your Season 5 experience so far?
Yeah, so I also think the 60 CBGBs are pretty cool. Overall, yeah, I've been having fun with the seed, but I've also I've definitely been struggling a little bit to adjust to the new settings. You noticed how I missed a couple doors this time around, and like every time I'm like, oh, I'll never forget that door again, and I don't. But then I just forget some other doors, and it's just very silly. But I do love all the new door and hint locations, door and crate locations.
That's right. I just remembered a funny part about the restream. Both you and Mima forgot the igloo hint door, and you both went back and checked it within 5 seconds of each other.
That's amazing.
Honestly, one of the funniest parts about the seed.
That was crazy. Yeah.
But yeah,
I was feeling so slow. Like I made some very bad decisions. Like going to Galleon before Caves was bad. Bailing out of Forest to go to Aztec was really bad. So I felt really slow in the mid game, and I was just like skipping doors all the time. And I was just trying to like just sort of follow my walls and hope by luck into everything I need, which mostly paid off at the end until Rocket.
Some of those might have been real decisions. I think Galleon before Caves is just a coin flip, to be honest. Like, you find one level and you know you can get into it. I would have probably done the same thing in that situation. It was just a little unfortunate that you needed to go to Caves before you could go back to Galleon to find the stuff. But I don't think you had the information to make that call.
I guess. I knew that main Caves was 8 free Kongs, but I didn't know where Lanky was. Like, for all I knew, the 8 free Kongs was Candy on Beetle Race, and it wasn't, donkey as it turned out to be. So, yeah, there's a lot of the galleon doors this season are very fast. So that was also a decision. Like, it's very easy to get all 5 galleon doors really quickly this season. I think, especially compared to caves, where it's a bit spread. It's a bit more spread out for the caves hints.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I think we'll go ahead and wrap it up there. Wrap it up here. Thanks everyone for watching this stream of DK64Randomizer.com. Again, that was me, Tudos on comms, K-Man on commentary. Flagro was our race mod today. Mima and VioletPumpkin were our racers. So thanks to everyone who was all involved with getting this production, and we will go ahead and end the stream. Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Morning.
All right, setting up the raid target here.